My Vision developer strap came in today. The $300 dongle. We're going to get into it pretty soon, but only developers can buy this. You have to have an active Apple developer account, which means that you're paying them $100 a year for the privilege of then giving them $300 for this. So let's see what's inside. Let's see what I'm getting for my money. So it looks like it's fairly easy to get in. We see that it's designed by Apple. I'm not sure why developers would care. And I would assume that developers already knows that everything that Apple does is designed by Apple in California. And here we are. So this is worse than I thought. Wow. This was $300. Not even two. So only one of the straps. So if I wanted to use this as a replacement speaker, I'm not saying I know I would do that, but if I wanted to do it, no, can't do it. This is only for the left-hand side, and it looks very, very, very much like a lightning cable adapter. It's fatter and it's slightly concave right there. Or I guess convex. It's rounded. How about that? It's rounded. And it looks like it has a permanent power thing right here. So it looks like if you're using this, you will not need to plug in the battery, which is really good. I'm actually kind of happy to see that because, yeah, I couldn't imagine having to have a battery in my pocket while I'm trying to develop. I'm sitting in front of my MacBook Pro at the moment, but let's get the Vision Pro out and let's get this all set up. Hopefully you all can see this. I'm using my little DJI camera to record this. I've decided that I'm trying to use this for everything. I have actual cameras, but you know, if I don't have to use it, then I won't. Let's turn off. So we're gonna push in and then turn it. It'll just pop out. And what's cool is that Apple, they included a little push pin. Now, I was assuming that I could just use my, I have a lot of tools, but I was assuming that I could use the SIM ejector that comes with every other phone. I'm not sure if this is focusing, but this is the best pusher I've ever seen in my life. I think I'm regretting not using my real camera for this. Wow. Talk about over-engineered. It has Vision Pro on it. I want to make sure I don't lose this. Okay. So how do you do the things? Well, as someone who doesn't read instructions, I just look at things and I figure it out. And while I was looking at this a little bit earlier, I figured it out. So if you take off the magnetic, whatever this thing is the light seal? I don't know what this is called, but you take this off. And let me put my little protector back on. Okay, so there is a little push tab, right, or pin right there, push pin. Yeah, it's not focusing. Oh, there it goes. Yeah, that thing right there. So we're gonna push that in. And before I do that, let me go ahead and pull off this. I've seen somebody, some dude said that this is magnetic. I showed in my live stream when I was going through all of this that it is in fact not magnetic. It's a pull tab. There's a little locking key right there. It keys into there. So we'll only detach one half and let's do the thing. I'm going to put the camera down because I don't want to mess up my lens. These lenses are easily scratched and this is something that can easily scratch things. So we'll go ahead and put that in there and then push. Uh-oh. Just a little bit of effort you have to do. Let's try this again. It's a little bit harder than I thought it would be. I'm trying to get the shot while also getting the thing. All right, let's try this now. Try it again. There we go. So you do have to give it a good little pull. And looking at it, you'll see that there are a few pins on the front. Let's see, there are 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. I think that's 10. If you're watching this on a video, you can pause it, figure it out. But what's interesting is that there's nothing on the back here, nothing. Whereas on the developer one, there are probably more pins. I'm not going to try to count that, but let's just assume that it's more. Maybe I'll put it in the edit, maybe, probably not. And then there's also pins on the other side. So this has at least double the amount of pins. And it looks like this little piece here doesn't move at all. And this kind of just sticks out. In my opinion, this is not great. I would have preferred this go down because, when I'm wearing this, I don't want this cable going behind me when my computer is most likely in front of me. So already, for $300, they could have did something a little bit better. And honestly, I don't know why this thing right here isn't a data interconnect. I would have much preferred to just buy this little piece right here as a dongle, but I guess Apple wouldn't be a $3 trillion company if they allowed me to purchase something that were only $20, which would still be overpriced. But I'd rather pay $20 than what I paid for this. That being said, let's finish this off. All right, so we have that right there. And the way you put it in is you just push it like so. I don't want to actually do this on my desk for reasons. So we will just kind of pull that off and I'll push it in. All right, that's easy. It clicks into place and it's now attached. So now we can finish up the setup. And you just pull this little tab here to pull that key up and it'll key into place on the little thingamajig. There we go. So now we're all set up for developer mode. So when you're using the developer mode, you can no longer use the battery. Just something to keep in mind. You can't use this $200 battery that sits with the thing. And if you ever want to use the battery, well, you're going to have to take this off. And we've just seen that it's a little bit of a process. You got to take it off. You got to turn it off. You got to find your little thing to protect the screen. There's a little effort to it. But there it is set up. And in the next video, we'll go over connecting it to the computer and see what the development experience is like with Xcode. Hopefully this was helpful.